Hello guys, long awaited Machine Head is finally here with us. So let's get him. Come on, please, application. Don't play with me. I don't have time for stupid games. Yes, thank you. Alright, so Machine Head. Criminal organization, receiving plus 20% damage from GD faction, dealing plus 20% damage to Earth defenders. That's not really valuable because there are very few worthy strong Earth defender heroes like Omni-Man, Invincible, Black and Blue, and Defender Reef. The rest are okay. Receiving 20% more damage from GDA is not a big deal. There are not many strong GDA characters. Those are Shapesmith, Donald Ferguson, Robot Support, Cecil Stedman. Most importantly, he is not GDA, so he is not receiving 20% more damage from Worlds Beyond, so that's a huge bonus. Speed medium, tags, malefactors, not interesting. The Order, formerly married to the mob, nothing interesting, so he can be kinda countered by Robot Support, who will increase his healing when he fights heroes from the Order. Ranged, okay. Armed, good, he's going to both synergize with Komodo and activate enemy Komodo, making Komodo taunt everyone, almost everyone. Leader, so he can synergize with Conquest, and there was somebody else who needed a leader. Oh yeah, it was Donald Ferguson. He'll be activating his second skill and giving his team increased defense. Awesome. Grounded. Okay, grounded. Most importantly, he is not human, even though he has human hands. So, yeah, that's it. Let's see. Let's see his skills. So his stats are relatively high. They are almost at Viltrumite level. Cape Invincible is roughly 2k and this one is 1.9k. This is pretty high. Meanwhile, so he's higher than Donald. He is probably higher than Russ. Yeah, those are awesome power level. Even higher than Doc Seismic. So very respectable. Let's see why it is like that. Probably high attack. HP 375, attack 255. Yes, high HP and seems like high defense. Yeah, very high defense. Wow, higher than Nolan. Almost defender level defense. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, let's go over his skills and see how they scale. I'm looking at Discord meanwhile, so I'm getting a little distracted. Ranged support, inhuman, criminal, pretty nice so far. I've got money. Machine Head orders Isotope to summon 2 criminals, Kursk, Magmaniac, Kota the Tyrant, all rare criminals, all weak heroes. Kursk can be good. The summoned criminals inherit 35% of Machine Head's base attack and 30% of his other base stats. This is a huge issue in his design. Insanely huge issue. He should be inheriting attack and other stats, not base stats. The fact that he summons inherit base stats means that all of your gear that gives you up to 120k HP, all of your artifacts that give you plus 5, 10, 15, 20k attack, all your totems, they don't mean jack shit. They do not affect your summons, and it's terrible because that's like shooting yourself in the leg. This is really bad. 33, roughly 30% other stats, 18 seconds. Well, 30% of rare heroes, even 2 of them, so let's say one hero of 60%, that's that's a rare hero. That's pretty strange. Not huge value. And at level it gets from 30-30 to 55-40. So it gets 1.33 and almost 2 times better. So it gets roughly 2 times, a little more than 2 times better at level 10, and it doesn't get decreased cooldown, and then it gets 5% and 10% better at level 15. So this, look, summoning 2 rare heroes, all of them which are humans, and their stats are just 30% of your base stats. They don't scale with your gear, equipment, artifacts, totems, all of your buffed stats. This is not good. This is weak. This is indeed weak. I'm not even talking about the fact that if you're fighting an Issa, summoning 2 humans is like a suicide mission. And cooldown is not decreased, and scaling is not aggressive. I don't know, man, it's not looking good. When an ally from the order is defeated, the remaining allies immediately gain 1% boost to their max HP. So at level 1, your team can get plus 6% max HP, including all of your summons. This is not strong, but it's alright. But you need the order allies to be dying, so you can have full Village Might team with him, and if his summons who are from the order are dying, they should be charging his second skill, so you don't need to be using the order heroes. But the best synergy will probably be using Multiple, who makes 3 copies of himself that attack and then die, and give him, so every time Multiple would be using his skill, he would be charging that ability with 3 stacks. Let's see how it scales. Oh, it doesn't scale well. And 2% attack. Well, now we're talking. At level 5, max 6 stacks. So at level 10, you can get plus 18% max HP and plus 18% attack. To everyone, including yourself, or to allies. Maybe it doesn't work on himself, but it can work on ranged allies, which is very important. The other heroes like Invincible, they don't buff ranged heroes, they only buff melee heroes. And then it gets to 3.5 and 4%. Rather underwhelming scaling, rather weak. From 18 to 21-24. This is not amazing. Give me a second. No, I don't have time to read. I don't have time to read the channel. Nobody's writing anything interesting. Tactical bribery. At the start of the battle and every 30 seconds, Machine Head bribes the enemy with the highest attack stat, applying confusion on them for 5 seconds. Now this This is a strong ability, and it's awesome. This is a very strong ability. Confusion makes enemies attack each other. So at the start of the battle, you're fighting 5v5, and you're turning that 5v5 into 6 versus 4 from the get-go for 5 seconds. That's amazing. That's fantastic. And doing that every 30 seconds at level 1, like without any upgrades, were very good. This is very good. And doing that to highest attack enemy, also very good. We'll see scaling, and then I'll tell you what the caveat is. So, plus 1 second, plus 20% attack for 3 seconds. That's some good scaling, guys. At level 10, it gets plus 1 second and 50% attack boost. That's massive. Now, this is an awesome ability. Awesome, awesome, awesome ability. I just love it. I love it to death. Imagine combining that with Obedience Collar that makes you confuse enemies every 21 seconds. Man, that would be... This is probably going to be the artifact for him. If he's good, if he's worthy of that, which I'm not sure at all. The issue with the technical bribery is as follows. It is as follows. We have Conquest on, like, at high level Multiverse Arena. You almost cannot go there and not see Conquest. Come on, why is the game so stupid? Why is it lagging? Come on, bro. Oh my god. Looks like I'll have to take technical pause. Yeah. What a bummer. Give me a second, gentlemen. Gentle ladies. Hehe, boy. So the video was interrupted. I had another beautiful case of my long video getting corrupted. So I'll try to continue from where I left off. I was speaking of Conquest. And I refreshed my Multiverse Arena to show you how popular he is. I lost all of my free refreshes, I'm not gonna waste tickets on it. But literally 2 out of 3 opponents are using Conquest. That should tell you how popular Conquest is at high level. And Conquest has this beautiful skill called Retribution. When an enemy applies a debuff on him and he headbutts them, dealing massive damage and passing them the debuff. And the cooldown is just 7 seconds. The most important is passing debuff and pushing them away, and 7 seconds. And then you look at Anissa, who has this skill. When an enemy is pushed by an ally, like Conquest, Anissa dashes towards them, flying through any enemies in the way, dealing a lot of damage and reducing healing. And cooldown is 4 seconds. How do you think... How many times... What's the probability of Conquest using his skill with the 7-second cooldown, and is using her skill with like 4-second cooldown, when we have Machine Head with his 30-second cooldown bribery? You get the point. If he's facing Conquest, which is present in 2 out of 3 fights in Multiverse Arena, he's going to get headbutted. And then if enemy is also using crack that can summon Anissa or Anissa, he's going to get blast through. And it's not an issue if he's getting blast through. I mean, he takes massive damage, but he can deal with it. He's not human. But Anissa can blast through several opponents and reduce all of the healing and massively damage and wound them all. So this is a great skill unless you're dealing with a meta PvP team. Literally 50-50. Razor's Edge. And since this ability has no cooldown and it's working on high stack opponent, and it probably will work at the very start of the battle without any animations or anything like that, the probability of somebody landing debuff on Conquest before Machine Head does that is very low. And in 30 seconds, both Anissa's and Conquest's skills can recharge several times, so they can make sure he never uses his third skill and is heavily punished for it, and instead starts attacking his own team. This is crazy. And the fourth skill is Killing Insects. When enemy drops to 30% or below, Machine Head summons Battle Beast, who inherits 50% of his base attack and 30% of his base stats. Once again, we see base stack inheritance, which is terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I don't know if I showed that, but for example, Craig can wear 29% crit chance, 12k defense, 80k HP pants, and part of that will be inherited by his minions. But it won't work and won't serve Machine Head. This is ridiculous. Might make him rare character at this point. And cooldown 30 seconds. So it seems like once an enemy's HP drops to 30%, this ability works, and then it takes 30 seconds to recharge. And this ability, this skill scales really well up to full base attack and half other stats, base stats, and then 120 and 55. Unfortunately, you can only summon one Battle Beast, not two. It would be amazing if you could do two. And what else? There's an issue with Battle Beast. Battle Beast by himself is a very frail character because of his fourth skill that reduces his defense. And while he will attack one target, he can get attacked by 2-3 targets and get shredded before he shreds anyone. And if the summoned Battle Beast has skills, he's going to be like paper. Even basic Battle Beast is very hard to use, but when we are imagining the summoned Battle Beast that only has 50% of machine heads, 30% of machine heads, or 50% of machine heads defense and HP, and he has 15% defense debuff on top of that, he's going to be paper. He's not going to bring any value. And funnily enough, Battle Beast will turn into Machine Head counter, because you can put Neural Link on him, and once Machine Head spawns his Battle Beast, your Battle Beast will give his team a buff roughly equal to half of his stats, like 60k HP over your team, which is, it's not good compared to 1000 level heroes, but if you compare him to his equals, that's massive. Yes, I think so. His first skill, so he should definitely be buffed immediately as soon as possible. He should be buffed, so first and fourth skill scale not from his base stats, but from his stats, so that his equipment works on his minions, just like it works for General Craig. And that should make him much better. I would go as far as remove that condition of when an enemy's HP drops to 30% or below. I would just make it so cooldown 30 seconds. So 30 seconds into battle he summons Battle Beast, no matter if someone dropped low or not. I think this would be fair. This would make him more viable. So first skill is, and from what I've seen, it seems like people that he summons with this skill inherit yes, they inherit his skill levels. So if you have, let's say, skill 2 at level 3, your summoned Magmaniac will have his skill 2 at level 3. Not a huge deal considering whom he summons, but a very pleasant detail. This one is going to be, so if you're using him with multiple, and multiple uses his first skill, he's going to immediately charge your entire team by 9% of their max HP, plus 9% of their max HP, and plus 9% attack, which is nice. If only there was someone to heal them for that HP increase. Maybe in this game HP increase also heals you with that amount, but I honestly doubt that. This skill is going to be amazing, and especially amazing in food operations and PvP, but not if you're facing conquests. Not if you're facing conquest, and if that conquest has also Anissa in his team, is going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible. Can't stress this enough. And fourth skill, from what it looks like, it's weak. It's going to be weak. And he has no mobility, he can't heal anyone. Seems like a GD Ops only hero. I can hardly imagine him working, but of course we'll have to see that. But I'm just saying what I see so far. I don't remember if I ran his nightmare. Let's do it right now. 9 minutes. Yeah, we can do that. The animation of him summoning heroes is awesome. Just awesome. A little too slow, but love to see that. And he's going to be countered by Battle Beast. This is so funny. Yeah, as you can see, he can summon even the same characters. I wonder if he can summon 4, 6 people, etc. If they all live to fight another day. I had better results with Devilfish. So yes, no Russ, another fish. I put body enhancement on her. GD cloaking device. Guardians of the Globe bracelet, and this gives me the best results. From wave 43 to 48, I think. Before running this operation, make sure to go to missions, because you can get some event operation. Wait, I have to click them? Oh my god, this was so unclear. Oh. Yeah, make sure to click them before you run this operation, because you can get blue chips. I want 1 fish. This will yield us better results. Yes, I would say this is a skip event. Don't... well, unless you really want criminals, but I would not recommend doing that, because they are all mediocre and underwhelming. He's extremely strong, but he's broken. He's probably gonna get nerfed and fixed, and then he'll lose his limelight. This one is strong. This one is good. This one is probably the strongest criminal. And that's it. Literally that's it. Nothing more to say. I really like his model. I really like his concept. But the numbers and certain details about his skills, they don't make him good. They make him really weak. It seems like a B tier. He seems like a B tier hero. But he's another inhuman hero, and that might serve the criminal faction really well. Molus can't do almost nothing in PvP. Maybe he'll be able to do something. We'll have to see that. And of course, all of the criminal recruitment helps. So if you see elite criminals that you want here, and if you get them here, here, in the lab, in multiverse shop, if you have the currency, if you want those heroes, get them. You might also want to run, I'm not promoting that, you might also want to run schools out. You might want to, of course, run food operation to get as many criminals as possible and fulfill the missions, etc, etc, and get more currency. But I would recommend you skip this event. Maybe when they buff Machine Head, he'll be worthy of getting, but so far, nah man, it's not worth it. Alright, wish you all the best guys, have a great weekend.